Put it right here. Right there.
You want me to close the door?
Yes, please.
You want me to turn off the TV from Stella?
Yeah, you can put your brother to sleep. What's up, my people? What is up, my people? Give me a second. Give me a second. I am eating my crow. If it looks blurry, just go to my Instagram. The internet is bad on my computer. I am eating my crow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It says that I have good. It says that it doesn't. I have no idea. Just give me a quick minute. Let me just post it that I'm in. Well, that I'm live. Yes, I am. That I am live. To eat my crow, of course. To eat my crow. Because when you're wrong about something, you have to man up and take accountability. Because that's what we got to do in life. That's what we got to do in life. You got to take accountability and just go for it. Like I said, I don't know if my internet is going to be working good. So bear with me. I know that I got to eat my crow. That's what I'm doing right now. I can barely hear myself. No, sorry. I'm a little drunk. Just watching the fight, doing some parrilla stuff. Doing some food. So I gotta talk about the fight because obviously I fucked up. I got the wrong guy, but it's okay because that's what boxing is. When the fight is close as you think, you can be wrong. However, I didn't have it like that. But I am setting up all this shit because I gotta set it up. Just give me a quick minute because I'm gonna go live on Instagram too because I lost and I lost big. Pero how'd you guys have the fight? How did you guys have the fight? Did you think it was gonna go anything as how you thought? Do you think anything, any ideas? Did you believe he was gonna win like that? All right, let me send it. Okay, done. Let me. But other than that, like when I was thinking about the fight, I was like, oh man, it's. How can I explain it? I kept thinking of the cons, and that's what made me think a lot about the fight. Just the cons itself, because salucita, cheers. Because it's when you look at and buy stuff, you have to look at everything, not just your favorite fighters. And that's what happened to me today. Like I like Bud more than Canelo, but I kept thinking about the fight. I kept thinking about the fight, and I literally made my decision about 2 weeks ago. Um, was it the right decision? Obviously not. Obviously not. It was not the right decision. Am I disappointed? Of course not. I'm not disappointed. But I am going to talk about all this. Just bear with me. Say hello in the comment section because I see that I have 2 viewers. Just say what's up. Say who you are. If you saw the fight, what'd you think? If you didn't see the fight, you missed out on an okay fight. It was an okay fight. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it. I liked the ass beating. I liked the pounding, the ground and pound. No, it wasn't ground and pound. It was just a really good beatdown. That's what it was. It was a really good beatdown, and no one can take that away from Crawford. Um, he should be proud of what he did because it was a beatdown. All right, let me go. Just give me a quick minute. Doesn't let me change profiles. Come on. All right, let's go live. What? It's not allowing me to go live. Why not? Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. I am shocked about that one. Uh, uh, then I might go live on my TikTok then. Let me see if I can go live on my TikTok. Mm, give me a quick second, guys. Oh, what the hell's wrong with all this? This is interesting because I've never had an issue like that. Mm, got it. This is my first time going live on TikTok, actually. I am surprised. It's just that I gotta make sure. Mm. So yes, I am going to be talking about. I gotta eat my crow, right? I gotta eat my crow. It was a great performance of a fight. It was a great performance of a fight. My first time going live on TikTok. I am live on YouTube, where I actually do my talk shows. That's where I do all my podcasting, and it is what it is. I I was very intrigued by this fight since it became a thing. Ever since it became a thing, I was very intrigued by it. I don't know where, how can I say it? I don't know how or where Crawford didn't get any. Okay, how should I? Leading up to the fight, I had so many cons listed for Crawford. I had many fights listed for Crawford. Too many cons where I was like, damn. I'm like, I can't see a victory because of these cons, because of this particular reasons. Those were good, solid reasons. And when you look at life unbiasedly, when you look at your takes, like, whoa, like not just as a fanatic point of view, because I am a fan of Bud, but like again, I'm not just gonna throw myself at Bud because oh no, he's the greatest fighter of all time. He showed it today that he belongs in the top 10 of all time. All time. Yes, indeed. He actually does. However, ever. There's many. How can I say it? There was many intangibles going there. There was many intangibles. Let me turn off TikTok actually because I'm not getting anyone. Congratulations, duration 2 minutes. I don't know any of this TikTok stuff, but I'd rather have it open for Instagram. But I can't go live on Instagram. That's bummed out. I don't know since when did they moved it. Um, Let me send it to my group chat. Mm, mm. Yeah, so like I said, I gotta eat my crow. I am eating my crow. Um, do I believe that I was wrong in my decision? No, I was not wrong in my decision. Was there particular reasons why I moved into that direction for my decision? Yes, which were, like I said, very valid views when you look at the spectrum of boxing. Um, did Crawford make me eat my crow? Oh, definitely. He definitely made me eat my crow. Um, am I disappointed that Canelo lost? Of course not. It's boxing, and I am a fan of but I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a fanatic at all. Where the difference between me and many people is just I kept looking at the realm of the possibilities of how he was going to win. I did not expect Crawford to box beautiful. It's been since Paul Stoll 2016 since he's fought like that, since he's fought on his back foot and boxed. Something that I love though was that he was engaging. He wasn't just playing that pure defensive style. He was engaging and he was putting those shots. He was putting those shots. He was putting those shots right to Canelo. And it was really, really, really beautiful. It was a piece of art. Will will people see it as will people see it as running? Casuals will see it as running. Canelo fans will see it as running. That he didn't want to stand and trade. They're gonna see it as that. I, as a fan of boxing, I'm seeing that that guy boxed him. He used his reach, and something that I'm shocked about. I am shocked that he did not let his tenacity of let me get my lick back. He forgot about that. Something that was shocking to me. Oh, they will need to connect. You need to connect your mic. My butt, Dixon. You need to connect your mic. Okay, there you go. Give me a second.
bro. I don't know. I'm
All
gonna
right.
say this is honestly hard. This is honestly heart wrenching to me. Hold on, let me. Oh, no, actually, no. I'm gonna put my headset on. This is heart wrenching to me because I haven't been boxing for too long. I've been boxing for 2 years, right? And I say the first fight I ever watched was Triple G Canelo one, and I thought he was really good at back then. But I'm gonna be honest, I thought Triple G beat him back then, even back then. And once I got into boxing, the first fight I watched was literally Triple G versus Bevel. I just think I caught him on a decline, bro. I'm not sure, bro, but it was a good fight. Crawford outworked him. No robbery at all, but I just think not the best time for Canelo.
Look, so what I was eating my crow, right? I was just explaining the reasoning behind my decision that when I look at boxing, right? When I look at the spectrum of boxing, just because I'm a fan of a boxer doesn't mean that I'm always gonna root for that guy. Because at the end of the day, if I'm betting money, I want to make sure that I have the best decision made. At this particular case, 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, when the Canelo Crawford became a thing, I actually had a Crawford when 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 when
Mm,
he beat Spence, I had a Crawford. Like I really did. I'm like, yes. I'm like, he's a wrestler. He knows how to move. I'm like, as long as he gets, and I was like, as long as he gets a tune up at 160, just to see where he's at. I'm like, I'm all Crawford. But what happened? He waited 1 year, moved up to 154, fought a cheaper guy, a way bad version of Madrimov. I'm comparing him to Canelo. What Canelo is to what Madrimov is, he's way levels below him. And
yeah.
Bud Crawford
Well,
struggled.
I say based on the performance right now, I'd say Majimov actually gave Bud a harder time than Canelo.
Yes. Now, as a Bud fan, I said it in my podcast. I'm like, I didn't see that fight close. I didn't see that fight como lo miran muchos. A lot of people said, no, that was a 9-3 type of fight. That was an 8-4 type of fight. I'm like, I didn't see that. I saw 7-5-6-6. I'm like, that's what I saw. I saw Bud Crawford struggling against Madrimov. So because of that fight, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to think about it. I'm like, wait a minute, Canelo doesn't fight like Madrid. But then what happens? Crawford takes another year layoff. He doesn't take a tune-up. And then you start looking at Canelo. I'm like, he's still adding to the body. He's still dropping guys. You're like, yeah. I'm like, unfortunately, I'm like, that 1 year layoff and that 154 fight changed my personal view on Crawford versus Canelo, where I had to go the Canelo way. And I literally just made my decision about 2 weeks ago. Like I was really having a hard time making a decision, but it was the intangibles going into the fight
Yeah,
that made me go that way.
yeah. I say that 100%, 100%. Every out of the two years I have in boxing, every single time I've had the harder time sparring the lighter guy than the heavier guy. I'm gonna say that like 100% of the times because I think no matter what weight you are, if you're similar and close to weight, you have the power to make them respect you, even if it's 147, 160.
Exactly.
168.
Exactly.
I think it doesn't really matter. It's not that much of a weight jump that people really think. I think maybe if you get to like a lower weight class and heavyweight, that's when it starts becoming a difference. But I think people thinking he was just gonna walk through him, it was not gonna happen. But I was just delusional because I thought I was a Canelo fan. But I think he did the wrong choice by coming in looking for speed because everybody said he was looking for speed the way he came in with his physique. And what was the number one thing he had over Crawford? The size, the punch, the big
Yeah.
difference. And guess what? He did this fight. He tried to find one, two punches that hurt Crawford. It was not happening. He trained for speed. If he was gonna train for speed, he should have came in with combos, not fucking one, two punches that were coming in. Because what was Crawford answering those one, two punches with? Four punches. It's gonna look
Or
way better to the judges.
and it was honestly was a masterclass. I think he beat him better than how Bivol beat Canelo and how Mayweather and even Triple G. If you want to put Lara, people put Lara. I do believe that Crawford
Yeah.
did a lot better. Right now, is Canelo on the decline? Yes, he's on the decline. He's 35, but he was still beating guys that were younger than him. He was still beating guys that were doing stuff like Munguia, like John Ryder, who beat
Okay,
him.
but they were all the thing is Canelo thought it was gonna end up being him being cruising through the end of the rounds, like Munguia, like Berlanga, where he thought there was a skill gap and the weight gap and the punch gap to where he could be cruising. But he tried to cruise, and Crawford just put that shit on him.
Yes.
I think that's the
And
number one thing. They were not live dogs for every round like Canelo, like Crawford was. I'm sorry.
now I will say this: I was very, very shocked about Crawford's tenacity. I've always said the same thing. Crawford likes to get his lick back when someone lands. He like him. What happened? Every time Canelo would land, he would throw one, two, three, four. I'm like, I just thought that he wasn't gonna box. I thought this guy was gonna try to go toe to toe. That made me think. I'm like, you can't do that with Canelo. So when I saw him boxing, which the last time I ever saw him box on his back foot was against Victor Postol in 2016. This is almost 10 years ago. So when I saw him doing that and saw him doing it good, or he would still go and fight, I was like, damn. I was like, you're
That's kind of
you're
what I was
putting
saying.
master class. And something I did love is that no en cuando le pegaba a Canelo duro, no en el momento iba a pelear. Like he would okay, he got me.
Yeah.
Let me relax. I'll get him right now. But
Yeah.
not like at 147 where he would get hit hard and he would go right for it. And all those
That's what
little
I was
things.
saying to my friends, bro. Que se desesperaba. Like when once
Sí,
Crawford would hit him, Canelo would do it. I think that was a really rookie mistake for somebody who has 70, almost 70 fights going
yeah,
in like that after. And I think Canelo, no fucking jab. He the whole time I just saw him trying to move out of Crawford's fucking punches, trying to do a circular move in,
yes.
hit him with combos, with two punches, try to hurt him. That was the horrible game plan to go in with.
It's a horrible game plan going
Especially going in lighter than he usually is. Nah.
y peleando con un pure boxer. Like that's the style of the pure boxer. The pure boxer is always going to move. The only difference is that Crawford did use a little bit of the punching back. Like for instance, Skull is un pure boxer, but that guy was literally running. He would not stand in trade, and Crawford would stand in trade.
I think
Either
Skull would be Crawford. I'm gonna be honest though.
really,
Stylistically wise,
maybe he. I mean,
size wise, length wise, it's because Canelo is coming at him. So I'm gonna be honest. When you're going at somebody, you leave room for mistakes. I've never seen Canelo leave himself so vulnerable in other fights before.
yeah.
You see Canelo go in, he would not overreach like he was going in for Crawford and getting caught like that. Canelo, I think honestly he was starting to get really frustrated.
And we have to put it in perspective. I'm like Crawford is that guy, right? 4 division champion, or now 5 division champion, 3 time undisputed now. So going into the fight, he was a 2 time undisputed in 2 different divisions. He was a 4 belt division champion. So like, como se llama? He was showing you, hey, I'm not just a champion. I'm a pound for pound champion. Muy diferente a un pinche Jaime Munguia, who's only been a champion at 154. A un pinche Edgar Berlanga, que nunca ha tocado un pinche a top content. Con un skull that's never fought a top contender. With, with John Ryder, who actually put up a fight at the end because Canelo got tired. With a Triple G at 168, who was old already. That was his last fight. So his point of view was like, me voy a retirar. And this was a live animal. He was like, I can beat this guy. I want to make history.
Is it bad to say that I think that 154 Canelo would have given a better fight against Crawford than the 168 Canelo?
I would say the
He put
160
up combos.
the 160 Canelo would have done better than the 168. But then
For sure.
again, if Crawford still has his style of pure boxing, it was always going to be a harder night. The only difference is that Canelo sí tira más in the lower weight classes. I would even say Canelo before becoming undisputed.
You sure?
I would say that Canelo before coming undisputed would be a better opponent than to Crawford than this Canelo, because Canelo, who became undisputed, was still throwing a lot more, was still looking for that. You can tell a big difference that the Canelo who became undisputed to the one where he's defending his belts. There's
You
a
could
big
tell the hunger difference for sure.
yes, there's a hunger difference for sure.
He's comfortable. He's getting paid by Turkey. He made $100 million for his fight.
Yeah,
He didn't. I'm gonna be honest, it gave me worries when he didn't push the pace with William Skull, because it kind of like thought he was like, oh, I got the money. I'm gonna win no matter what. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever. Just gonna follow him.
you can tell a lot también en las palabras que son su post conference, where he's like, I've done enough with the boxing. It's like he was a great fighter. I was like, okay, you didn't use excuses. I like that. You know, I like that he didn't use an excuse that he was running all night, because that's how a lot of casuals are going to see it as. They're not going to see it as a boxing performance. They're going to see in that he was a runner. Either Canelo fans or just casuals are going to see that. Pero I would say this from 9, 10, 11, and 12, Crawford was right there with him, trying to look for that knockout. It never in my head did I ever expect that Crawford was going to knock out Canelo. That never crossed my head. But outboxing him, I always said, can Crawford be
100%.
perfect? Yo dije siempre, can Crawford be perfect for 12 rounds? I'm like, I don't think he can. That's where I eat my crow. He did it.
Yeah.
Shut me up. And I'm a Crawford guy. You know, like I like Crawford, but I like boxing more. Crawford's gonna retire. Boxing's gonna go on.
Mm-hmm. I told all my friends I don't see him knocking out Canelo, but I see him outworking Canelo for sure. Smaller guy, more output. I'd say for sure.
And even at his old age, he's still throwing a lot.
And he's older than Canelo too. But Canelo does have the one on him from all the years.
Sí, Simón. ¿Y cómo se llama? Like, I keep thinking back at the cons that I said that he might be rusty. No fucking rust. Since round 1, he was right there. Did he need a tune-up?
He didn't take any time off during that year though.
He was in the gym. He was in the gym.
He was in the gym the whole time. That's right.
He's a gym rat. He's a gym rat.
Exactly. He came in fucking ripped. He didn't even come in pudgy. Most people, what worried me 100%, what started to worry me, he came at 167.5, which means he cut from a weight that a normal super middleweight would cut from. Because you saw some people were talking about how Floyd, when he fought at 154, he come in at like 152 because he couldn't make the weight because it wasn't really his weight class as much as people thought it was. So he was coming in a little underweight because he really wouldn't make the weight as much. He didn't have to cut as much weight to make the weight.
Yes. Y cómo se llama? Like yo miro todo, ¿verdad? Like, okay, dije, did he need that tune-up? Obviously, now that I saw the fight, he didn't need no fucking tune-up. Yeah. He outclassed him, right?
The confidence, 100%. What I saw, he never deterred himself during any of the rounds.
Yo dije,
the number one thing in boxing is your confidence.
Yes. Yo dije, if Canelo lands, how is he going to react? Canelo didn't really land anything clean. He did not land anything clean. So I'll give him that he played perfect defense. That's what he did. He played perfect defense. So I have to give him that, he played his defense good. So that Canelo power never showed up is because he played perfect defense. So it's not that it didn't show up. It's just that it never landed because Crawford was just that much better at defense. ¿Cómo se llama? His little defensive movements que sea Canelo that he got tired after 4 or 5 rounds and he stopped doing it. Because in those first 5 rounds, he was moving. Crawford was still landing, but he
Yeah.
was moving. And then afterwards, he just stopped moving.
Yeah, I saw in the 7th round, like he started like sitting down and actually like going in his combos because he started getting belief in himself. And I think what the number one thing, what fucked up Canelo was, usually, oh, he's moving up to 175, knocks out Kovalev. He was the underdog in that. People don't think him moving up to 175 is gonna get him to fucking win. I think in most of his fights, people think Canelo's a bit of an underdog. Even the Triple G fight, oh, Triple G's this monster. He knocks out everybody. Oh, they tied in the first fight. I think him going into his mindset, he is kind of the people, like, they think less he's going to win. But I think this is the first time that Canelo had to worry about him getting beaten by somebody that's lesser than him.
Mm-hmm.
Because Crawford's moving up so much. And I think that started to creep in his head. If I lose to this guy, this is going to ruin me a lot. I think mental pressure is the number one thing. I see myself when I spar and I fuck up sometimes. The number one thing I notice is what was my mentality before I got in the ring.
Yeah. And I think una de la mentality que tenía Canelo, for instance, if we were to get a rematch, he came in this head, who the fuck is Crawford? Con quien ha peleado? He said in the press conference, which elite fighter have you fought? And Crawford was like, you. Y como se llama?
And then he said, when I stop a manhole through you, are they going to say that you're a nobody? And Canelo's not a nobody.
Y como
This
se llama?
cements him, number one pound for pound, right there.
Y como se
Well, I say it was the best Canelo he could have fought. Not really, but that doesn't take anything from his win at all.
Yes, and the thing is, I'm like, that Crawford, the way that he fought this fight, I'm like, I still give him a lot of chances because, like I told you, about 2-3 years ago, I always had Crawford winning this fight until because of those fucking year layoffs. I still see Crawford beating a 160, a 154 Canelo, pero maybe those Canelos do put up a better fight. It's just that style that Crawford came in, Canelo has always struggled.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dip in a minute because my girl's like spam calling me. But I would say one last question before I leave. How do you think if John Beck just leaves his belts at 160 and moves up, makes it mandatory for Crawford? What do you think that fight goes?
I would love to see a fight like that, but mira, antes de que te vayas, because I was gonna ask you a similar question. I think he does beat Johnny Beck because Johnny Beck might come in stronger, but it's just that style is really hard to defeat. That pure boxer style is really hard to defeat.
He's an adapter. Yeah. You saw, well, you could tell the second that he got the confidence against Canelo to start letting his shit off and being Crawford.
This is where I'm gonna go. I will tell Crawford personally, hey, you made me eat my crow, but the way that you fought Canelo, that beats fucking that Russian guy at 154. I forgot his name. But not Bohachuk, the fucking guy who beat Mordasaliev. He beats Mordasaliev. He beats Boots, or no, he's not even a champion. Sayas.
What are you talking about? Oh shit, my bad. That's Isn't there two murders? I thought you were talking about the murder Zyliev at the fucking 135. My bad.
So at 154, because this is my thing. I would tell Crawford, go to 154. Go to 154.
Yeah, go back down. Because if you prove this at 168, you're gonna fucking murk everybody on 154.
With that style, you beat Mortazaliev, you beat Sayas,
you beat Virgil. You beat Virgil, which is a hard. I even say myself now, because Virgil himself, he said he hit Canelo, did nothing. Bro, he was clearly fucking pissing Canelo off the whole night.
Yes, like there was times where it was like cuando Canelo se echaba para atrás, like fuck, man, like no mames.
I don't know.
The only guy that I can see him struggling with a little bit would be Fundora because of the height and that fucking jab that Fundora adapted.
No, I'm telling you, the way that Canelo slings those fucking hook, it's gonna hit him harder than Brian Mendoza did, and it's gonna catch him harder than Brian Mendoza did.
So you would think Crawford.
Think of me adapting my whole life, moving up to 160, then I fight people at 147, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna clearly have the size advantage on all of them. He's gonna move back down. He's gonna have the confidence of beating Canelo. I think the number one thing, mentality is just mentality. He beat Canelo. What the fuck is Fundora gonna be to him? What the fuck is some random 154 pounder gonna be to him?
And that's why I'm saying, like, go to 154, become a 4-time undisputed. You can do that shit in you can do it in 2 years, right? Because ya se va a acabar el año. I'm like, if you can move down and fight Sayas in December, cool. That's one. Then you can be Fundora, you can be Mortazaliev, and I forgot who's the other belt. Who has the other? Oh, well, he has it. Crawford has a fucking belt at 154, so he only has to fight 3 fights. That's next year, and you become a 4-time undisputed. And honestly, that cements him as easily top 5 greatest fighters of all time. Maybe even top 3, top 2, maybe even top 1. Because that's 4-time undisputed motherfucking champion of the world, the GOAT of this era. Even if you weren't making money, and I'm happy that he's getting all these opportunities because PBC fucking blocked him from getting all those fights.
I say that, yeah. It ends up ending up in good karma for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just Crawford's maybe number 1 pound for pound, even after this.
Yes, 100% number
I
one.
mean, all time. I'm sorry.
All time for me is top 10, right? Top 10.
I'd say top 3.
Top
What
3.
what in your opinion stacks? What 3 fighters in your opinion stack over Canelo?
You got to remember, Pac-Man is an 8-time division champion.
Not undisputed in any of the weight classes.
No,
In
not
all
undisputed.
3 that he moved up. Because technically, what does it go? 140, 147, 168. 3 weight classes. So
For Crawford,
147.
I know. For Crawford, it was 135, 140, 147, 154. He skips 160 and then goes for 168. Technically, that would be 6 weight classes.
Yeah, 6 weight classes, 3 undisputed titles. That is greater than 8 weight classes and 1 title in each weight class.
I don't know about that. It's a good one to discuss at another video.
Maybe the way he won it, maybe not, because I'd say resume-wise, Pacquiao better for sure.
It's por eso. Like, a lot of people
say mentality-wise, looking at it on an outward way, 3 times. Like, what would you say? Would you rather be champion 8 times in 8 weight classes, or would you rather be 3-time undisputed?
It depends on who you beat.
It doesn't really, because what is the legacy at the end? It doesn't take your legacy away. You still take it, because nobody's gonna take away Devin Haney's 135 undisputed because he only beat Cambosis to get it. Nobody's gonna take it. He's still undisputed at 135.
He is, pero ya cuando you actually look deep down, you're like, well, who did he beat?
Nobody does that. They're starting to let go of the PED shit with Ryan Garcia.
That's true. Pero look, let's be honest, because everybody does that shit. Every time I bring Mike Tyson up, they're like, who the fuck did he beat? They still say it.
He didn't really beat anybody.
Like, yeah, exactly.
So he lost to the best.
Yeah, then we have to say the same thing for Crawford and Pac-Man. If we're talking about their resume,
I'd say Mike Tyson's violent style left a bigger legacy than his actual fighting career. Because nobody has fought like Tyson. Nobody has seen anything like Tyson since Tyson at a world level. Nobody has fought like Tyson at a world level. He's made it there. He didn't win. Hey, he had world titles though.
You know why he's such a big deal, and a lot of people don't know this, but this motherfucker was like 5'8", 5'9". Mike Tyson fighting at
5'10", jot it down at 5'10" to 5'11".
So yo siempre he dicho, para un chaparrito, give him that fucking peekaboo style when you're fighting someone tall. Pero when you're talking about legacy, yes, 3-time undisputed, when you see it on paper, it is a big fucking deal. Enough to get you in the top 10 of all time. I'm like, and then that's when you have to start putting in, who did you beat? Who did you beat? Who did you beat?
But I just think at the time it comes to me, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if you watch UFC. I think this just would have been the year if Tom Aspinall would have ended up fighting John Jones. I think it would have just been the end of the reigning, because even Chavez, the end of his reigning was De La Hoya.
Yes,
you know 100%. John Jones didn't dog Aspinall, they would have been his end of his career. It would have just been over. I think this is the end of the road for Canelo. I really don't see any win he could get topping right now except for Benavidez, and I don't think he's going to take that, because Benavidez has double the output and is double the size of Canelo.
The only way I can see
Crawford.
The only way I can see Canelo beating Benavidez is if Benavidez drops down to 168. But guess what? There's no.
He's
fucking
not. I can't leak too much information from Benavidez camp, but I don't think he's going back to 168.
No, exactly. So if Canelo moves up to 175, he's not. Canelo's not winning.
He's not. He's all. It's gonna add extra weight onto him, and it's gonna make him slower at an older age too, which is not
yes. And I'm not gonna say that Benavides has been looking great at 175 because this upcoming
He
fight for
doesn't. He
him,
doesn't have the knockout power. I have not seen it at all. I have not seen the hurt. I've seen the pushback, but I think that's more of his boxing skill coming out, his defensive skill coming out that will push
see,
back Morel. But besides that, I have not seen the power. The Mexican monster. I've seen David Benavides, the boxer, the Bandera Roja. I've not seen the Mexican monster at 175.
so I will say this: the only way this fight happens, it doesn't happen anymore because one, Canelo already lost all his belts. So
Yeah.
why would Benavides move down? And Canelo's not gonna
Well, it would be just for the name on his
just
legacy,
for the fight, just for the fight.
just for the
Well,
fight.
I think Canelo takes it if they pay him
I
his
think
200.
Canelo, honestly, if he wanted to, Benavides, let's say hypothetically, Benavides, maybe Bivol doesn't want to fight anymore, leaves the belt, or I'm not saying Benavides would beat Bivol, but let's say Benavides ends up with the undisputed. I think somehow Canelo moves up, he would end up as the mandatory, and I think it would be way more enforced than Benavides was the mandatory at 168.
That's the only way I would see it that if Benavides, because I know that Benavides has a belt, but I don't know if that's enough for Canelo to move up for one belt because he's already been
Yeah.
a champion at 175.
But I think with the back surgeries coming, I think they're going to start stripping more belts off of Bivol unless he gets a fight soon.
Yes, because this fool still has the BOBA and IBF. His mandatory is
Boba? The fucking Boba? Did you say the BOBA, the Boba belt?
no, sorry, no, it's the BO, the BA, and the IBF. So este cosa llama Michael Lyford is next, and Better Beef still needs his rematch. Pero from what I've been hearing, we might get Benavides versus Better Beef in fucking February, March. So we don't even know if we're gonna get a trilogy at the end, if we ever get it at all. So like for Canelo, the only thing I can think of is you can fight Pacheco as a tune-up. I think you can beat Pacheco still. Um, I think you can fight him Billy because that motherfucker looked tired. Someone exhausted like
Yeah, he
that.
did 100%.
Lester Martinez, if you would have given 12 rounds, I think Lester Martinez catches him because I had that fight 6-4, 5-5 to Lester. Like you gotta,
Yeah, I did have Lester winning it a little bit just because the clean and visible punches, he was landing the harder punches. Thinking Billy just coming forward, he was going to land, but I think he wasn't doing as much damage as Lester was because you saw at the end he was starting to catch him because ability just to come forward style. The number one thing you do to come forward style, you shoot the uppercut because what you know, come forward, your knee, your chin's gonna be over your knee. It's gonna be right there.
and I think where Lester kind of fucked up is he should have fought the outside fight. He should have let him come at him. Use that fucking jab. Don't make it a phone booth because that only made it better for Mbelly. When he was fighting from the outside, he was landing a lot better. I'm like, if it would have gone 12 rounds, I think he would have caught Mbelly at the end. I honestly do believe that. I honestly believe que si no hay rematch, is gonna be Canelo versus Siraj, the guy who knocked out Munguia.
Yeah, I think that might be the next step.
I,
Because Canelo still wants money and he's still on contract.
and he's still on contract because I don't technically what freaking Turkey won it was Hamza Shiraz, and I don't think without a belt is gonna happen. But the way that Canelo looked right now with Hamza, the way that he looked against Berlanga, that's a fucking firework fight. That is a firework fight, but I don't know if he takes that fight anymore. And
No, I
Crawford's not.
don't think it's the
Crawford,
risk. I don't think Canelo's gonna go for the risk.
so this is what most likely
I
is gonna.
feel like the risk factor he took Crawford because he thought Crawford was 100% a smaller risk than Benavidez.
Mhm.
So I think he's not going to take a bigger risk. Shiraz is a bigger risk. Shiraz 2 inches taller than Benavidez.
Shiraz. I thought it was. Oh yeah, my bad.
6'4".
I thought you said Crawford. My bad. My bad.
Yeah,
Este,
no, yeah, 6'4".
Como estoy tomando esto medio pedo, pero mira, does Crawford retire for you? Yes or no? Or do you think there's a rematch?
He can retire. He's cemented in the
Pero,
boxing.
see, pero do you see him retiring? The way that he fought,
Yeah,
because he still looked
Yeah.
good.
I see him because I think anybody coming up at 168 is not going to be a money fight for him unless it's a kind of a rematch.
Hamza
Who's going to be a big money fight for Crawford coming up to 168?
in Saudi, Hamza's.
Hamzas, no, it would not be. The Saudi crowds are fucking dead. Money wise, maybe Crawford to Turkey offers him a big ass.
No. You can't say money wise because Turkey's gonna pay Crawford.
He's gonna
So
pay
you
whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, he's gonna pay
But I
whatever.
think the risk wise, I think Canelo is gonna think the same fucking way as Benavidez. I mean, as he thought of Benavidez risk wise. What did he say about Benavidez? 6'2", big, pretty much a fucking heavyweight. What the fuck is Hamza Shiraz? 2 inches taller, pretty much a fucking heavyweight.
He's like, for that money, I'd rather fight Fundora and
Yeah,
take my.
exactly.
Okay, so what I think is gonna happen is Crawford is, if there's no rematch, Crawford is gonna throw the belts. He's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
move.
gonna scatter them, and then contenders
If
will go for that shit crazy.
he don't retire, we're gonna see him at 154.
Yeah,
That's what-
because we're not gonna see Canelo fight for all the belts again
yes,
for a
we're not.
while, unless the contenders form together and he just beats them.
And this is what happens. Hamza gets the WBC. WBO goes to fucking Mr. Mbeli. WBA goes to fucking
No,
Pacheco.
I'm not saying Billy because we have to see what they're gonna have a rematch 100%. That was a banger fucking fight.
It would be for the WBO because they would
So
be
we'll
vacant.
say the winner of it. Well, winner of it. I'd say they
Oh,
put it up
okay,
on the
okay.
line for the fight.
My bad. What I meant is that those are the fighters that are going to go for that belt. So WBC is
The
Hamza.
only reason why I think and Billy does not beat Martinez in a rematch is I think he's way more crafty. And Martinez already seen a good first look of what Billy does. Billy, he's just gonna have the same look again in the rematch. He's just gonna come forward, try to outmatch the output, try to fucking keep his conditioning up 100%. It's gonna be the same game plan. I think Lester's gonna find a way to beat him a little earlier because he was starting to find it at the end.
And even if he doesn't want to do it early, he's going to knock him out in 12. He's going to knock him out in 12. That will happen. So, like, for me, again, Hamza would fight for the WBC, and Billy and Lester would probably go for the WBO. Pacheco gets a WBA, and I don't know who goes for the IBF. I forgot who's the mandatory there. Probably Skull again, and Canelo's probably just going to fight money fights. He's probably not going to fight for belts anymore. And if there's any money fight at 168, I don't see any of them other than Canelo's just the name, and that's it. I don't. There's no other bigger fight for him. Maybe Johnny Beck and promoted as fucking Triple.
No, nobody. His last fight was a fucking dud.
Yeah, and honestly, Johnny Beck should fucking move up to 168 because
Yeah,
that
100%. He can knock out some contenders there.
Carlos Adames and Johnny Beck should move up because 168 is fucking hot right now.
Yeah, but they're gonna fight each other, so exactly, that's a good idea. But I gotta go on.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to know: are you gonna eat your crow? Are you gonna say sorry, Crawford, for choosing Canelo?
No, I'm not. My homie saw like in between the middle of the fight, he's gonna be that way. You're gonna leak your story about Canelo.
Well, in front of you all.
No, it was a good fight. Good fights happen. It wasn't a robbery. I clearly saw Canelo fucking lost.
And I will say this before you leave, Angel. This was better than what I expected. I expected a chess match, and there was banging moments where you're like, ooh, and then the ass beating that fucking Crawford put, it makes me eat my crow. So
it wasn't an ass beating. I'll be honest. He definitely outboxed Canelo.
Okay, outbox.
I would not say it was an ass whooping because I see at no point because after the third round to me, Canelo was creeping forward. He was on the front foot. Canelo, that's when he got on his pivot, his bicycle. That's when he started moving around.
So I'm gonna put it this way because I believe me and you see it the same way. An ass beating for you, I believe is the same way that I see it. Is an example: Ryan versus Devin Haney, but Crawford versus Errol Spence. That's an ass beating. Then
I'd say Bud Crawford, Errol Spence. I'd say Ryan Garcia, him not really that much because what was Ryan Garcia really doing for it to be a back and forth fight? He was just fucking.
Okay, so for that, and ass beating is we're going toe to toe, but I'm kicking your ass. That's your style of ass beating.
Yeah, I think mine's a hard fight. A hard fight, like you push him back, you're pushing him back, you're whooping his ass. That's what I think in my mind. If you're outboxing him, it's just simply you're outboxing him, you're outworking him, you're outsmarting him. But it's not an ass whooping.
So another one would be like Benavidez versus Andrade or Caleb Plant. That he was just beating.
No, that was a fucking ass whooping. That was not even an ass whooping. He broke him the fuck down. Over. He let Andrade think he had something coming forward, gassed him out, and just killed him.
All right, then we'll call it in the middle that Crawford put a schooling on Canelo. And Crawford, as a fan of you, I'm sorry I went against you. You proved me wrong. I'm sorry. I gotta eat my crow. And the cons did not exist at all. Angel, you have yourself a good night, a good morning, or a good afternoon. I know you're drunk. Me too.
Shit, whatever. I'm gonna go take a fat ass shit right now. Enjoy your night, Unc. Enjoy that beer. Peace out.
Oh, for sure. Mira, salucita. Sas.
Dale.
Peace
Sorry, I
out,
was
guys.
speaking.
Um, I have another listener. Write in the comments. What did you think about the fight? Did you have Crawford winning? Did he shock the world for you? I know that he made me eat my crow. I chose Canelo 2 weeks ago. I had a hard time with it. 2 years ago, I did have Crawford winning, but hey, I chose Canelo at the end, and Crawford proved me wrong. Crawford, your top 10 greatest of all time in my book. Can we push for a top five? It's possible if we debate it. But other than that, I'm gonna give you a solid and put you in the top 10 for sure. 3-time undisputed, the GOAT of this era. And I'm loving the fact that you're gonna get praise after so many years of bullshit, and more bullshit. So Crawford, congratulations. You're the GOAT of all time. Give yourself a good night, a good morning, and a good evening. Enjoy Vegas, Crawford. And people, enjoy yourselves.